who I am is the kid that was raised in abject poverty in rural Alabama.
The extraordinary life of Morgan State University's president and the small gift from his sharecropper father that launched a $1 million scholarship fund. It is a remarkable story that began with a gift of $5, all that his father had saved.
Yeah, 11 News anchor Deborah Weiner joins us now. This Black History Month report. This is some story.
It is some story. And I tell you, for me, ever since I heard this story, I can't look at a $5 bill the same way. So listen to this. So David Wilson, whom we know as Dr. David Wilson, president of Morgan State University, was in 7th grade before he attended school 5 days a week. 7th grade, because his father needed help on the farm. And when a school teacher told him he was smart enough to go to college, David Wilson was both honored and confused because he had never heard that word before, the word college.
At Morgan State University in Baltimore, more specifically on the 5th shelf of a bookcase in the president's office,
You can't forget your past.
is where you truly meet the man, Dr. David Wilson from McKinley, Alabama,
That I have deep roots.
who keeps a jar of dirt from what he calls the old home place and a sample bale of cotton.
My hands picked it, while I was on my knees, crawling up and down cotton fields.
On the same shelf, a framed $5 bill to remind him what his father gave him when David, the youngest of 10 children, left for Tuskegee University, the very first in the family to attend college. A moment that left his sharecropper father, who could not read or write, in tears.
He said, "This is all that I have, and I'm investing this in you. I want you to make good of it, and I want you to give me a return on it." And when I walked out the front door as the sun was coming up and opened my hand, that was a crisp $5 bill. That was all that he had been able to save for 5 years.
As many times as he has shared this story, on this day it brought the president tears, a man who also went on to Harvard to earn his master's and doctorate.
While I have 4 college degrees and I have been around the world 4 or 5 times, who I am is the kid that was raised in abject poverty in rural Alabama.
And that is why in 2010, when Dr. Wilson was inaugurated Morgan's 10th president, he announced a new scholarship, the $5 Fund. It helps pay for tuition, books, even study abroad. And since its inception, almost $400,000 has been awarded to more than 350 Morgan students.
I have an obligation to keep the door of opportunity open for so many bright kids who may not have that last $1,000 or $5,000 to keep them going.
Dr. Wilson revealed to me he would like to see the scholarship fund, which at one point had reached $4 million, grow to $10 million.
Dr. Wilson, that is not the $5.
That's not the $5. I wish I had the foresight to have kept the original.
A fund in honor of a father called Uncommonly Bright, even though when he passed away in his 80s, he still could not read his own name.
It was such a powerful influence on me, and I miss him dearly.
Since the $5 scholarship fund launched, Dr. Wilson has personally contributed $150,000 to it. There have also been recent and very sizable gifts from top Morgan donors, including the president of Care First. The fund has supported Morgan students in all majors and at all levels.